Alright, this is a video I'm making for this YouTuber. Wants me to help him, guide him through taking apart this Sony M3, and so far he's got it down this far, and he's having problems getting this lens out. And so what you need to do, you're saying that these cables here, got three cables running under, coming right here, and this is where you're trying to pull it up. It's attached. Now it could be that this black tape here is holding the three cables together, and what you need to do is get this tape off and be very careful, because once you rip these cables, it's over. So everything with extreme caution, and you need to separate these cables. Then this cable here with the red and green going to this speaker, you need to get all this out of here. Get that little speaker out, get this little cable here, get it all out, so you can get ready to get this cable to flip back. Or if you can get the whole viewfinder to come out and out of your way, which looks like it would be this complete part right here. If you can get this out of the way, usually it'll have little clips on the side, maybe a screw. You just have to look, and I see that you got these cables here out of the way. You got this one out of the way in the other pictures that you gave me. So all you need is to get this loose right here, get these cables to flip back, and if this cable here, this next cable is running over the motherboard, that's coming from the motherboard here. Let me see, you got another picture here. Okay, there was one. This cable here, let me see, where's that other picture? This cable here looks like it's going under this little motherboard here, and then it's coming over here. So that is on top of the lens. This is the lens right here, and that's what's going to be coming out right there. So that is on top of the lens, and it is going this way, so that is going to be in the way. And if it does disconnects over here somewhere, see, I can't see what's going on under here, but it could connect under the motherboard over here. And this motherboard here, I know you said that you took the screw out, but it doesn't want to come out. But see, I can't see. You're saying maybe these things are holding it. It could have another clip socket that it plugs into this motherboard that's below it. But don't go pulling up on it until you get a flashlight and look under there to see what's going on. I'm just guessing that it might have a plug that plugs into a direct plug into this other motherboard that's on the bottom. That's just a guess, so I don't know what's going on with that. But there's got these cables here, this one here, that's coming down through here somewhere. Maybe it's this one. It has to go into this motherboard somewhere and plug in. There's no other way, it has to have a plug just like all these other plugs. Then once you get it, this tape is more likely just taping these cables together. You said like there's three of them. It's more or less this tape right here is connecting all these cables running across. And once you loosen up this tape, then you can peel back this one, get that one in the way, see where this one goes. Maybe it plugs in over here somewhere, and you have to start looking under this looking under this motherboard to see what's plugging this top motherboard in, because you got to get this probably out of the way to get to these plugs down below here. So somehow it's got to be plugged. I don't know if you got a picture showing that one on the side there. Let me see. But this cable here, you got to untuck all that and get it out and ready to be flipped around. And these things right here on the lens, the adjusters, all that's going to stay. That's not part of the lens. That's on the camera itself. These things here, the little adjusters, that lens should slide right out. Let me see if I can find that picture on that side. I think you had one of the motherboard, but there it might be. I can't really see underneath it, but see how you're trying to pull these cables up? It could be this black tape holding them. And if you get this, if you get these little cables pulled out, take this black tape off, and you got all these out of the way here, then you can start pulling these cables up and then see where these other ones go. And let me see if I can find that other picture you sent. Okay, go ahead and pull this cable out before you rip it. Don't let it dangle like that. There has to be, you have to get your flashlight and look under this motherboard here and see if there's a plug. It could just be a direct plug that plugs into the other motherboard. So you got to get under there with your flashlight and look at it real good. These plugs here, these USB plugs, they look like they're attached to the bottom motherboard. So that's not what's going to be holding this top one in. And I bet you there's just a plug that this top motherboard plugs into the bottom one. But you didn't give me a picture too close up of that. I don't see anything else that would be holding it. I don't know how tight it is either. You didn't say. But this tape here should be holding all three of these bundles of cables together. And once you remove that tape, be real careful, because if you rip this cable, it's over. You're not going to find this cable anywhere, especially for this new M3. So be real careful, get this tape off, then this cable here should separate. You can pull this one back, and this right here is going to have to come out with these little red cables and blue cables. Get those out, pull all that out of the way, then you go to the next cable that's coming from over here, which is, where's that one? See if I can find a better picture of that one. That one right, this one right here that's coming down this way. It's either connected to this little board over here. I can probably see that it's coming down here somewhere, plugging in over here maybe. But it could plug in on this side. So you might have to get over here. It could be right here. It could be a plug right under here. You might not even have to get this board out of the way. Once you get all these cables here out of the way, you'll probably see that cable plugged in right there. So if you get that far, send me some more pictures that you've got. You know, once you figure out that you can get this cable here out of the way by removing this tape, send me some more pictures, and then we'll go from there. Just go real slow with it, because everything you do, you got to do real slow. If you rip this cable, they're really fragile. If you rip that cable, you'll never find it, and it'll be over right there. Once you rip this cable, any one of these cables, it's over, because you're not going to be able to find this parts for this camera. So just try to get this tape off real carefully and see if you can get these cables here to flip back so we can see this next cable here and see where they go. And I'm thinking either they're going to plug in right here somewhere, or like this one right here is plugging in right there. It's got to plug in right there somewhere. So just do that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up right here, but just send me the next set of videos, and we'll go from there. Alright.